Hello, Biology 113 lab students. This is a short introductory video to get all of you comfortable with navigating this course through Blackboard and McGraw-Hill. As soon as you get into our Blackboard page, you get to announcements. Anytime I post an announcement, I will be sure to have that announcement emailed to you, so you should be getting the information in Blackboard and in your email. Next, you want to go into Start Here, which you already have, obviously, if you're watching this video. That's where I have the intro video posted. Here's my instructor information. I generally respond within 2 business days, so please email me. This is my email address. Next, we have the syllabus that also has our calendar attached to it, so you will want to open that as we talk about this right now and follow along. It'll open up as a Word document for you. I have it as a PDF just for recording purposes. So this course is the lab component to 112, which is the lecture intro course that I'm also teaching right now online full semester and Biterm. It covers cell theory, genetics, energetics, evolution, ecology. So we start small picture from the cell and we go up to the ecosystem, the biosphere, the big picture. Course competencies are the same as the lecture. We're just applying those here in lab. For this course, you will have to take a proctored exam. KCTCS offers proctoring sites. And if you cannot attend a KCTCS proctoring site, you will have to find a library or a military base that'd be willing to proctor for you. And the only proctored exam that we have in this course is our final. So if you are not going to be taking this test on a KCTCS campus, you will have to provide me with information about where you're taking it and their contact information. I'll have to be able to verify that area and give whoever your proctor is the necessary steps to unlocking the test for you. And the sooner I know this information, the better, especially because this is a bi-term course. Course-specific information. So let's scroll down there. We do virtual labs through McGraw-Hill. You'll have to buy access for that. I have a link in the announcements to buy directly so that you don't have to pay the bookstore price. It's definitely more expensive there. And everything that we do in this class will be due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. In Blackboard, it'll show up 1 hour later. So it'll show up Monday, 12:59 a.m., but that is because Blackboard is in Eastern Time and we are operating under Central, so make sure to complete those labs in a timely manner because McGraw-Hill is set up in Central Time and it will be due Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Central. So if you're turning it in an hour later and you're in the Central Time zone, it will not work that well. So be sure to know that it is due 11:59 p.m. Sunday, Central Standard Time. Your proctored exam will be in McGraw-Hill as well. So normally, students would have 16 weeks in a full semester term with this class and do a 2-hour lab once a week. We have 8, and our 8th week is finals week. So we only have about 7 weeks to complete this, and I've broken these labs down to where you'll have about the same amount of work to do each week. So notice that homework and labs are due by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. In lab, I do not allow extensions. So if you miss the due date, you get a 0. There's no late work accepted. If you miss a lab in person, the following week would already be set up with a different lab. So no late work, no extensions. If you miss the 11:59 p.m. deadline, you get a 0 for that lab. So make sure to stay on top of these tasks. Also, if you try to open up a program, if you try to open up a lab, if you try to open up Blackboard even, and it does not load, or there's a strange error, clear out your internet search history or use a different browser. This works 99.99% of the time. So before emailing everybody, please just clear out your internet search history or open up a different browser. It should work for you. So I don't want you guys to get scared when you see so many labs within each week. It'll get easier towards the end of the semester. See, week 7 we only have 1 lab and 1 Blackboard assignment before the final, so don't get too thrown off there. Believe it or not, this is broken up pretty evenly in terms of the amount of time it'll take you to finish up. And then notice that we also have quizzes, and those quizzes are over the previous week's labs. 2 discussion board assignments, 1 at the beginning, 1 at the end. Alright, so back to Blackboard. Labs are through McGraw-Hill's Connect. So go under course content, click on labs, and you get all these labs. So see how it says due date March 19th, 12:59 a.m. Eastern? That means it's due March 18th, 11:59 p.m., which is this coming up Sunday. So anyways, you will right click and you will open a new tab so that it doesn't take over your whole screen, and you will get to this page. If you hit the home button, you see everything that we are doing this semester laid out. And let's just click on lab safety. So let's do lab safety first. Okay, when you get in, your lab instructor will start speaking, so let it load up. Good study tips, continue.
It's critical that you understand.
Okay, so your lab instructor will start speaking, and you'll see each part of the lab and the average amount of time people take in completing each part. You always start with what's highlighted in yellow. Right now, the core concepts are highlighted up here. So you will click on that and get started. Core concepts is always the introduction. The middle 3 are the labs. And then the bottom is the final summary, which shouldn't be too hard after completing all of the labs. Now let's look at the resources we have here in the top left. Overview will take you back to that first page, so that's this page. This is the overview, so if you hit overview, that's where you will be taken. Reports show you how you performed. Then you have the library. If you are struggling with a part, the library will have notes to help you. So you can read through it for some extra information, and it's actually really helpful instead of guessing on questions. Something to note about this program is once you start a task, it saves what you do and you cannot go backwards. You have to power through it. So make sure to jot things down, take notes. If you're unsure of something, write it down, and maybe it'll help you a little bit whenever the question comes up again. It gets a little bit repetitive. And we'll talk more about notes here in a little bit. And then you have overall mastery up here in the top right corner. And that keeps track of your progress. When you get things right and show 100% mastery, then you get 100% credit. Once you complete a section, it saves, but if you're in the middle of an experiment and you want to wait until later to complete it, you have to save it before you leave the assignment, because it will not save automatically until you have completely finished the experiment. If you don't save and you leave the experiment, you will have to redo it. A big problem that happens is students don't take notes while doing these online labs, and they don't end up doing too hot on the final. So just remember to take good notes as you're going through. And where can we take these good notes? Well, if we go back to Blackboard, if you hit this lab notebook section under course content, you will see OneNote. This is one link that takes you to our class notebook. And this is where I've given you some notes to study. OneNote's part of Microsoft Office. You have access through it because you are a KCTCS student, and you can find it in Outlook, which is your email, where it says Office 365. Basically, once you open this, you'll have your own notebook that you can take notes in. So you have different sections and labs. So I've already opened it for you, so it's right here. You have different sections and labs with notes and procedures and helpful hints. This will be super helpful, especially when we get some more complicated labs. There are links to Crash Course Biology on YouTube, and I've included links of my lectures for extra information on some of those labs as well if you need help with that. So right here is one for enzymes. And this is a great place to take notes. If you can't figure it out, you can always copy and paste it into a Word document and go from there and take notes there and save it to your own file folder. But this will prevent you, these notes will also prevent you from going back to the labs and having to redo them all to study for the final. It's not graded, so OneNote's not graded. Those are just notes for you that will help you save time and study more efficiently and be more successful once we get to the final. I hope you do use it and find it helpful. So now let's look at some resources back here on Blackboard. You can read through these, they're super helpful. Different library, help on campus and the community, online resources. There's a lot of information out there if you need help. And then again, an important note, everything is due by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sundays. Blackboard again is in Eastern Time, so don't wait until the last day to complete your work. Make a schedule, ask questions. This is half a semester and it'll fly by really quickly, so be sure to stay on top of your work. Lastly, what you will have to do is complete the introduction and syllabus quiz, so right here, by 11:59 p.m. Thursday, March 15th, in order to stay in this class. Otherwise, you will be dropped as a no-show. You do not want to be dropped as a no-show. This is our only way of gauging attendance by completing the quiz on time. So for those who do not complete this quiz by Thursday, March 15th, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, will be dropped for non-attendance. And because this is such a fast-paced Biterm, I will not be inclined to let those students back in. So make sure you're staying on top of your work. Again, if you have any questions and the answer is in the syllabus or in this video, I will direct you here, not because I'm dismissing you. I just want to make sure that you're using these resources that I've provided for you. If you have any other questions, please email me. I'm always here for help. Give me about 48 hours to respond back to you. But again, the syllabus is your best friend. The introduction video goes over a lot of things, so this is really your most helpful tool. Alrighty. Good luck to everyone. I hope everybody does great. Let's get ready for a fun, fast-paced semester.